Okay, so despite the title of this video, I'm not actually currently in Utah. I'm back at home in my studio in Philadelphia filming this video. Whenever I go somewhere, I always try to film a vlog style video, but I end up spending way too much time flying my drone, capturing aerial photos and videos, and not enough time actually speaking to the camera to put together like a coherent story. Anyway, with this video, what I want to do is catch you up on some things that we need to discuss. But first, the reason that you came, some beautiful shots around the Salt Lake City area. Man, that area was so scenic. So let's roll that footage and then we'll discuss Inspire 3 and NAB towards the end. So that was my very first extended trip to Utah. Last fall, I visited Zion National Park, but I literally went for the park and then I left. That was the only reason that I was there. I didn't get to do much drone flying. So this time around, it was awesome to be able to visit Salt Lake City, take some time to explore the area, and of course, capture some awesome photos and videos. Also, while I was there with Ken, we got a chance to meet up with our buddy Kyle Nordfurs, who's been on the channel before discussing drones and their use in search and rescue. This was a really interesting trip to take though, because it was the first time that I was able to actually get out, travel, and capture some awesome aerial photos and videos with the Mavic 3 Pro. Now, I usually only bring one drone with me when I'm traveling light, but this single drone gave me the power of 3 different cameras, 3 different lenses in one. The only thing that I was really worried about was trying to capture the Salt Lake City skyline while also showing the mountains in the background. The shots with the main 4/3 sensor are sharp and crisp like we're always used to from a Mavic 3 camera, but the new 70mm lens gets the job done way better. Like, the compression from this focal length brings the mountains way closer to the buildings, making for an absolutely epic orbit shot, as you already saw earlier in the video. I also have to say that there was a good amount of shots that I wasn't able to capture during my time there. Like, there was a lot of places I wanted to visit, but just in our short time there, didn't get a chance to. So that means I'll need to make another trip out to Utah some point in time, hopefully with a new drone, another new drone, the Inspire 3, to capture all of those spots that I wasn't able to. Now, speaking of Inspire 3, this brings us perfectly into our next topic. The main reason that I was even out in that direction of Salt Lake City is for NAB in Las Vegas. This was my first time to NAB, and let me just say that I will never miss one of these conferences ever again. I personally always go to CES every single year, and while that's a lot of fun, I think it's a little bit too broad and a little bit too general, and also the companies there are like the massive companies, right? You have like Samsung, LG, you have Sony, right? The very large technology companies, but going to a smaller, more niche conference like NAB is great for a channel like mine where I focus on drones and camera gear, so I'm able to meet up with smaller companies that can display because they have a much better feel on the types of people that are coming to this conference. In terms of drones though, things were pretty light. The Sony booth had a very small section for their Air Peak drone that was just kind of sitting there, suspended from the ceiling. They also had one sitting there on the table with all of the accessories. This is pretty much the only way that I've seen this drone just suspended from some wires at all the trade shows that I've been to, but to get some real action, DJI's booth was rocking with a full-on drone cage where they had the brand new Inspire 3 floating around all day. This right here was the reason that I went to NAB. Like, the only thing that I had on my mind was seeing the Inspire 3. Everything else I did, even though it was cool going up to Utah and Salt Lake City, was secondary. Now, I already made a first thoughts video and uploaded it basically as soon as the Inspire 3 was announced based on the information that was available. Currently, as of recording this in early May of 2023, this drone is still available for pre-order and isn't supposed to start shipping until the end of May, so the best real look we have at this drone is here at NAB. Here's the thing though, even though I've now gotten a chance to see it in person and see it actually fly for myself, my opinion really hasn't changed on it. The only thing new that I can really say about this drone is that it is very stable. Like, even though the Inspire 3 was just kind of sitting there in a hover and there was no outside wind or forces giving it a challenge, a drone like the Inspire 2 would have been very difficult to fly in this tight of a space. Like, I'd be fearful of taking off in this cage with that older drone because the technology is just not nearly as advanced as what we have in this much newer drone. It was nice, however, to see how the styling of the drone looked in person, as it confirmed that this is one of the meanest looking drones that I have ever seen. The forward stance gives it points for style, and the X9 Air camera is a unit. Like, this camera paired with any of the interchangeable lenses just goes to show you why you need such a large drone like the Inspire to carry it. It was also nice to get a sense of what the drone looked like in this case, which I unfortunately wasn't able to get a very good shot of while I was there because the booth was so crowded. All of this will be confirmed soon enough though, once the Inspire 3 starts to make it out into the wild and people start actually using it for themselves. Hopefully I'm one of them. I definitely want to try to get my hands on this drone in one way or another, whether I borrow it from somebody, whether I actually go out and just purchase the drone, right? So I've got to kind of figure out which avenue I'm going to take there. But regardless, it's a drone I really want to cover extensively here on the channel because I love nerding out. I love diving deep into technology and figuring out how it works, especially when it comes to drones. And I think moreover, I'm just excited to fly the drone. Like, for me, I always like trying to push the boundaries with the photos and videos that I capture, and the Inspire 3 is the perfect platform to do that. Like, there's nothing more I enjoy better than loading up my car with gear, road tripping somewhere, and capturing as many aerial photos and videos as I can to put together an awesome looking video, and the Inspire 3 is going to be the drone that I use moving forwards because it's just the best available. Seeing this new drone is also starting to bring back some massive nostalgia for when I first bought my Inspire 2 back in college. I did an unboxing video, plenty of tutorials, really I did everything with that drone, and this feels like the start of a new chapter. This is like everything that we wanted upgraded from the Inspire 2 now to the Inspire 3, making this drone finally up to date with all of the current technology that's found in like the newer drones, like the Mavic 3 and even some of DJI's enterprise level drones like RTK, right? So there is going to be a lot to unpack, and I cannot wait to not only make the tutorial videos about how to use the drone, but to fly the drone, because that's my favorite part of all of this. I'd love to know your thoughts though down below on the Inspire 3. Also, did you like the footage you saw in the video? Let me know. Utah is a beautiful place and I cannot wait to visit again. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.